So today we will discuss about semen analysis. Semen is the viscous fluid which comes after ejaculation and which has many sources. It will come from secretion from the testis, from the epididymis, from the vas deferens, from the prostate, as well as from the seminal vesicles. The major part of semen will come from the secretions of the seminal vesicles, and also almost 30% contribution from prostatic secretions. Though the sperms are usually synthesized in the testis. Before doing that, then why you want to do semen analysis? Usually during infertility, it is seen that 30% cases of infertility occurs as a result of male problem. So in these cases, semen analysis is a very important test. Number two, we can collect semen for artificial insemination, either donor or heterologous. Semen can also be canalized for any urethral or urogenital infections in order to study, or it can also be collected in order to show the adequacy of vasectomy operation. So if there is no sperm, then you can say that vasectomy operation is successful. Otherwise, it will not be successful. Now, what are the general directions for the patients before giving the semen ejaculation? Number one, the patient must be on abstinence for 3 days. 3 days abstinence is ideal, because abstinence for more than that will hamper sperm motility, and abstinence of less than that will cause decrease in the sperm count. So 3 days or 72 hours abstinence is ideal. It should be collected, it can be collected in home, but it should be collected close to the laboratory, because it must reach the laboratory within 1 hour of ejaculation. Any delay in this will make the sample unexaminable. And it should be collected in a clean container with wide mouth. The whole of the sample should be collected, because the first few drops contains maximum concentration of semen. If we miss them, then there will be artificial low sperm count in the semen. Now, the collections, after collections, what do you do? The first physical examination. Normally, just after ejaculation, the ejaculate is thick and viscous, very high viscosity. Then after half an hour, we have to examine, and if it becomes the consistency, if it is normal, the consistency will be normal. So in that case, it will become a liquid, and if we draw it in a tube and then in a past tube pipette, and then allow it to fall by drop, then it will fall by drop. If there is any thread will appear, it denotes that there is increased viscosity, and that means that there is some abnormality in the semen. Normally it is clear in color. After liquefaction, it will become clear in color. Any haziness will indicate that there can be infection, and blood can also give indication that there can be trauma or infection. Now the pH, normally semen is slightly alkaline in the range of 7.4 to 8.2, and this is predominantly due to seminal vesicle secretion. Acidic pH means lack of seminal vesicle function, whereas the prostatic substance is acidic in nature. Now, after this thing, we have to do after physical examination, then there will be microscopical examination. In microscopical examination, usually a drop is taken, and over the drop, then next is motility test. The motility test, a drop is taken and over which a cover slip is placed, and then it is blocked all 4 slides and examined after microscope. And the spermatozoa can be depending upon the motility, the spermatozoa can be classified into 4 groups. 1, actively motile, who are going in straight line. They must be approximately 25 to 30% normally of the total spermatozoa. Number 2, good motility. In this case, sluggishly, in this case the spermatozoa are moving not in a straight line but in a sinuous process. Total, these grade 1 and grade 2 should be more than 50% of the total sperm count. Then grade 3, feeble motility, so there will be some movement of the tail but not motility. And grade 4 is immotile. So the number of C and D's group of cells should be less than 50% of the total cells. Then we can also do a smear and stain and see under microscope. And in this case we can see the morphology of the semen, the sperm, the total structures, the head portion, the neck portion and the tail portions. Another thing is the percentage of living. The percentage of living spermatozoa can be calculated by giving eosin Y color. Injured or dying or dead spermatozoa will take the dye, whereas intact spermatozoa will not take the dye. So the intact spermatozoa should be more than 60% of the 60 to 70% of the total spermatozoa that are present. Then we will do a count in a counting chamber with the use of an appropriate diluting fluid, and usually the number will be expressed by the total number of spermatozoa counted in all 4 large chambers where WBC count is done into 50,000. It is expressed in millions, and the normal value will be 20 to normal value should be 20 to 200 million per ml. Less than 20 is known as agiospermia, and so this count is very much important. If there will be any abnormality in semen analysis, then this test should be repeated, and if in both the cases there will be repeated, then the abnormality should be stamped. So unless it is repeated, you cannot express by a single test. So semen analysis is a very important test for male infertility, where we will study the physical examination of the semen, as well as the microscopical examination of its motility, the percentage of living cells, their morphology and their count. All are very much important. It often comes as a long question. Thank you very much.